Hello, okay, so we're back with our next cool down variation stroke progression, and we are going to start with a reverse spinal wave. So we know the spinal wave, that is a bent knee, hanging toe touch. So we want a slight bend in the knees to protect this lower back, and we slide up, neck and head last, great. One goes through all the vertebrae in the back, and we end up in this rack position and an extension. So all the reverse spinal wave is exactly that in reverse. So I'm just going to adjust this slightly. But I'm just going to break it down. So I'm just going to look at the half Hindu hinge. So we know our warm-up hinge, quite dynamic, standard hinge. And this Hindu hinge is kind of similar to your Hindu squats, dive bombers, all that kind of stuff. If you haven't done them, they're coming. But yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm in this rack position, but I'm going to put my arms out into a Y. So it's like a Y position, not the T row, Y. So they stay out there, and all I'm going to do is like a hinge, half Hindu hinge. So as I'm hinging, I'm coming back. So when we do our normal hinge, we drive up, tense our butt, push through, hinge. So now T row, as I hinge, if I push through the Y position, as I'm pushing through the fingers, not only do I get this thoracic, which is great to counterbalance that flexion, just by pushing through the fingers and pushing the glutes back, pushing through the fingers, I'm elongating so I can feel even more stretch in my hammies. But again, with your relaxed breathing. So, again, the emphasis on a deep hinge is just extension, Hindu hinge, rack position, Y position with the hands, Y, rack, hinge, push through the fingers. I'm just going to know that so you can see the fingers slightly. Ideally you want to be in this Y position, pushing through. Now all I'm going to do on the next one, this is the reverse spinal wave, I just carry it on. So as I hit that sticking point there, I put the bend in the knees, the subtle bend in the knees, take the pressure off the back, and I just go all the way down, touch the toes, head down. Now I'm ready for my spinal wave. Up we come, rack position, arms out to the Y, rack position, repeat, head down. And you should just be looking down and up. Obviously I'm trying to look at the camera to make sure you can see it all. Oh, it feels really good. So what we're looking for is about 5 of these, maybe more if it feels really tight. As you know, work on the tight ones, but I'll put 5 of them, and then we'll do 5 of the full spinal wave to reverse spinal wave. And then on the 5th one, I'm going to stay down there in that bent knee toe touch position. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk my hands forward a little bit. So yeah, my back's rounded, but as we know, that's why the knees are bent. And I'm going to walk through, so it's a bit more of a crude way to get in this downward dog, because you're getting a little bit looser. So what I'm saying is normally when you do it, you might walk out in the frog position, you pick the heels up and you bypass all this kind of tightness in your back and your glutes and so on. Whereas now, obviously, we're getting a bit looser, a bit more agile. So, keeps the body guessing, keeps progressing, keeps you nice and loose, back to the, to the next level. Basically, this is my blueprint. I'm giving you everything I do. So from there, I keep that bend in the knees. I just walk the hands forward a little bit, walk the toes forward, back a little bit. And now I'm in this downward dog position, and I'm going to do my heel walk. So all that is as the left one goes down, the right one comes up. And just get into your heels and your calves. It's a good one for mobility as well, but on the cool down a little bit slower. And a bit of developmental stretching. On the mobility one, we might go a little bit quicker, but you can test that out, it's not a problem. Just getting into them calves from this down with dog position, and then we're going to follow that with feet closer together, which is great for the heel walk. It's also good for this next one that we've had a little look at. Head down, sticking point, try and keep the legs straight, heel to the sky, sticking point, head down, arse up, or heel up. Head down, I'm going to do that once. So it comes up once, knee to chest, and then I'm going to hop it out, or you can even just step it out. Now we might do it 2 or 3 times in the warm-up, but that's mobility, that's movement. Now I'm just cooling down. So, and it's just getting me into this position, my hip flexor position. So I'm going to show you from this angle. You've done your reverse spinal wave. You've found your downward dog. You've done your heel walk. The left one comes up, sticking point, head down, heel up, knee to chest. So you can see my hands. Hopping the left foot outside the left elbow. So basically I'm in this low sprinter position, but the arms are on the inside. You may even feel the left hammy like we talked about, trying to keep that back leg straight if it's tight. Now you stand, now the distance between your feet. And again, because it's cool down, I'm just going to lower once, like a push up. Find the biting point and hold. And you can even do a developmental. A bit lower. You can even do a pocket. Squeeze everything. A bit lower. The key is don't force it. We're not moving up and down. Again, that's mobility. But I did that with the cool down with the breathing. Now all I'm going to do from there is I'm going to put this back knee down and I'm in my hip flexor position. So I'll show you from another angle. You've done your reverse spinal wave, you're down there, downward dog, heel walk, heel up, head down, arse up, knee to chest, step it or hop it outside. Now I'm going to do my lowering push up, but don't worry about the rounded back on these, it's inevitable. You're fast bending, just narrow the stance a little bit. As we know, the lower the hips are to the ground, more challenging, which is why I'm doing that lowering. Then I'm just going to put my knee down, come up to my hip flexor. 4 points, developmental stretching. Brilliant. Now from there, I'm going to my low sprinter. What I'm going to do from this low sprinter now is I'm just going to turn this back foot outwards. Try and keep the front one straight. Arms are each side of the leg. My low sprinter position, turn it out, and you should feel a bit of this adductor. So from this angle, we've done our hip. Now I'm back to the standard sprinter, and this back one is going out, so you get this. Try not to move this one too much. 1, 2. That's kind of why that's there, to keep that in line. 1, 2. Now I'm going to come back to low sprinter, back to hip flexor, frog position, spinal wave up, reverse spinal wave down, subtle downward dog. Now I'm going to do heel walk again, and I'm just going to do exactly the same on the other side. So that's the right one going up. Right one goes up, sticking point, head down, also, extra stretch, knee to chest, step it or hop it outside. Lower like a push up. Knee down, hip flexor. Developmental. Low sprinter, turn it out. Sorry, that's wrong, that's glute, my mistake. Low sprinter, turn that one in. We're looking at adductors from a different angle, aren't we? Low sprinter, turn it in once, hold it, cool down stretch. Now I come back to that low sprinter, back to my hip flexor, and now all we're going to do is just our adductors. I'm in position, so I'm sat on that one, adductor, cool down, because it's cool down time, developmental stretching, biting point. Now if it feels quite loose, if that's tight enough, you just work on that developmental a bit more on the exhale. Just hold it, let gravity do its job. But again, you should be ready now. So what I'm going to do on the next exhale and stretch, I'm going to push that one down, imaginary skirting board, but I'm also going to simulate pushing this hip out, so I'm elongating. Biting point, breathe in and out. Pushing this hip out. I'm not moving it, I'm just like, call it a zip, Pilates zip. You sort of simulate it, pushing it out. Brilliant. And all I'm going to do is just swap that over. Very simple finish. First one, just test it out first. That feels okay. Now I can do the elongation on the next one. Push the left foot against the imaginary wall, right hip out. Brilliant. Now I'm going to come through for my pigeon stretch. We know that one. Big breath in and out. Relax the breathing, through the lace. This one's explanatory, you know this one. I'm just going to come up, sit on the lace, mobility flow 1, nice and upright. All I'm going to do is just swap that over so I can do my other glute. Simple. Another pigeon stretch. through the legs, nice and square. And then all I'm going to do from there is I'm going to actually roll on my back, and we're going to do a lying breathe stretch now as well. So we can do it from all different angles, back care style, you can bring it across and so on. We've even had a look at these ones, but we're just doing a simple one. I'm going to put left foot over right knee, trying to keep it, again, piriformis. So we hit it from the pigeon, which we've just done. We hit it from like that low sprinter glute one. Now we're hitting it from this angle. So basically we're hitting all these tight areas from different angles, different variations. So again, you know, we've looked at this one. You can put the towel through here if you're really tight, but as I say, you should be ready for this now. Gripping through, ease back. So the reason about the towel is, you know, if you're super tight and this is like this, and you're sort of straining to get up there, your chin's going to adjust your inflection, aren't you? So you could just put a towel through there and relax and just do it with, stimulate with your towel. But like I say, you should be there now, you should be ready for this. Now what I'm doing on the developmental is I'm just trying to ease that on the exhale. See, I've squared that up a little bit. So from this angle, on the next one, developmental, squared it up, feel that stretch. Oh yeah, it's a bit higher up as well. And I'm just going to swap over. So what you do, get your biting point first, through. So my right foot is across my left knee, both hands are on the left lower leg, and you can see I'm a little bit tighter, so it's kicking out a little bit. So next developmental stretch, this knee's coming forward. From this angle, not too bad, but again, you know, you could just hold that. If it's really tight and struggling a bit, just hold that and let gravity do its job, but just relax the breathing. You don't need any extra stretches. I mean, this one's quite a hard position to get that extra stretch in. So again, I'm going to simulate the breathing. Next one, I'm going to try and just go a bit deeper with that stretch. Watch this right knee. Exhale. So I'm focusing more on trying to square up. What a lot of people tend to do is ease this left one in towards the chest, which you can do as well. Ease it in. And what you'll find is as you ease it towards you, this one will square a little bit. So breathe in. And relax. All I'm going to do is just roll over. And I'm going to do a foot roll. And a foot roll. Foot roll, spinal wave, back to standing. Neck and head last. And I'm just going to finish with a little bit of flat-footed rotation. I'm just gliding through. And there you have it. That is your next, I feel nice and relaxed. That is your next cool down variation progression.